Hi, this is Satirs Basacharopoulos, and in today's video I would like to tell you 12 tips to get more followers on Twitter. Tip number one is don't be an egghead, okay? If you join Twitter, always upload a profile picture into your Twitter account. Because if you don't upload a profile picture, it will just show a picture of an egg, and most people won't follow an egg because they don't know it's a real account. And especially on Twitter, there's so many fake accounts out there. So that's a number one thing that I would say definitely is the first thing you want to do. Make sure you upload a profile picture. The second thing I would suggest is don't follow eggheads, okay? So if you're going to follow Twitter accounts that are eggs, they will probably be fake accounts, and the likelihood is that they won't follow you back, okay? So by following eggheads, you probably won't get any followers yourself either, okay? Number three thing that you want to do is you want to keep your profile interesting, and you want to let people know a little bit about what you do in as few words as possible. So you might say that you might say that you've got, children. You might say what your business or your trade is, or a bit about yourself, or maybe if you have an interesting short story, just write a few lines about that, okay? But just sort of try and keep it interesting so that people will know a wee bit about you from reading it. And make sure you use that blurb and you don't leave it blank, because if people don't see anything, again, they might think it's a fake account and they won't know anything what you're actually about, okay? So number four, don't sell on first contact, okay? So you don't want the first message that you send them to be a sales pitch, okay? Now, if you want, sometimes, I wouldn't do it every time, but if you want sometimes to send someone a link to actually go and visit your blog where you're blogging and giving good information, that's okay, but I definitely wouldn't sell anyone on first contact, send them to a product or page, or even a capture page, because you'll probably piss them off, okay? So the next thing, number five, tip number five, that's number four, so tip number five is reply, okay? This might shock people, but people on Twitter will send you a lot of direct messages. A lot of them might be automated. People will also send you at messages. Some of these at messages with an at sign in front of your name might also be automated. So actually reply to them. When you see some of these messages, actually reply to them. And if they're real messages, even more reason to. But even if they're automated and you think it's a real account, right? If you reply to them and use some words that'll make them realize that you're a real person, like, you call them by their name or you talk about their business or something, not only will you shock them, but you'll actually get some interaction from them as well, which can help you to build a relationship and later on build a business with these people too. Number six is to tweet great content. So, tweet good and interesting content, things that your target market would be interested in and would like to find out about. Number seven, I would say, is use the 25% rule, okay? Now, you're probably wondering what the 25% rule is. What the 25% rule is that if you have a Twitter account and you never ever sell anything, ever, you're never going to make any money on Twitter, okay? So you're really just Twittering to waste time, okay? So I don't suggest you waste your life. You've only got one life. Obviously, you do want to use your Twitter sometimes for it to make yourself some money or to build up a list of people or something like that. So I use what I call the 25% rule, and that is if I put out 4 tweets, you'll probably find that one of those tweets will be either taken them to my blog, taken them to the website where they could actually buy something, and the other 3 tweets will be just content or information, okay? It could be someone else's website or whatever, but that's what I call 25% rule. Number 8, when you see great content, retweet it. Not only does it get you popular with the person whose content you've retweeted and get you interaction and people know that you're real, But your followers will also love you for retweeting the great content. Okay. Number 9, tip number 9, follow the famous, right? If you go and you follow accounts with nobody in it, or fake accounts with an egghead and 2 followers, likelihood is you're not going to get any followers, nobody's going to see your stuff, and you're wasting your time, okay? So if on the other hand you go to someone who has maybe 6 or 7 million followers, when someone comes to the end of their account and starts to go through their followers, they're going to see you, okay? So it's a good idea to, interact and follow also people in your niche, or follow people who are famous. It means that you're going to be in front of a lot more people by doing that, okay? Plus, if you know they're famous, you probably know that they are actually real people. Now, whether those real people control the accounts and they're outsourcers, probably do, but at least you know that it's a real person, okay, who owns the account. So, tip number 10, well, I sort of went on that a wee bit on 9, follow people in your niche. So, if you're trying to find people who are interested in blogging, and if you're a blogger or someone who builds websites, target people who are interested in blogging or building an online business or something like that, okay? If you're, if you train people how to cook, follow people who are interested in cooking, people who want to learn to cook, and people who have blogs about cooking, stuff like that, okay? So follow people in your niche. If you're a health and fitness trainer, follow people who are talking about losing weight, talking about trying to get fit, stuff like that. And that way your target market will actually see you, and they will be able to come to you and buy or join one of your programs or buy your products and services later on. It won't be instant, you don't want to sell them instantly, but down the line you could find they will become great customers of yours. Number 11, get trimmed occasionally, okay? So what I mean by that is go into your Twitter account occasionally and trim it. Go and see people who maybe aren't following you back. If people aren't following you back, then they're a waste of your space probably. So maybe unfollow some of those people, okay? Now, you won't want to unfollow everyone, because if someone's really famous and they've 6 million followers, they're probably not going to follow you anyway, but you maybe still want to be in their list of followers. So you maybe don't want to unfollow them. But if Joe blogs across the street, you follow him 3 months ago and he hasn't bothered to follow you back, well then, quite likely it's a good idea to unfollow them. Check out profiles that have turned to eggs, or profiles where there's no writing on it, that looks like it's a dead profile or that hasn't tweeted for a long time. And also unfollow those as well. Number 12, last but not least, is to actually advertise your Twitter URL. Okay, so you can go on Facebook, you can say let's also connect on Twitter, you can put your Twitter URL. So Twitter URL is twitter.com/your Twitter username. So if your Twitter username is Johnny Jones, then twitter.com/Johnny Jones, right? So you can post that on your Facebook, you can post it on all your different social networks, you can put it at the bottom of your signature in your blog posts. You can also send an email out to your list and say, look, in case you haven't connected yet on Twitter, let's connect on Twitter. One of the things I use it for is sometimes if you send a sales email and it's a sales email, it's just sales, people see it and say, oh, this person just selling to me, and they'll unsubscribe sort of quicker. Whereas if you sent out an email and there's something to sell on it, but at the bottom of the email you might say let's connect on Twitter, okay? Now if they're interested in clicking the product, they might click on the product, but even if they're not interested in clicking the product and they see let's connect on Twitter, they might just click on that and follow you just out of curiosity, follow your Twitter account or just add you, okay? So that's a great way to get more followers, and it might also lower your unsubscriber rates as well, because you're not just sending them a link that's selling, you're giving them a couple of other options. Now this might cut down the amount of people that click through as well, but still, you know, you just decide which you prefer. So that's really it for my 12 tips how to get more Twitter followers. You want to find out more about me, visit one of my other websites, asksotiris.com. That's asksotiris.com, or else buildingabetterblog.com. That's buildingabetterer.com. And there'll be lots more info and trainings there as well. I'll talk to you soon in the next video. Thanks.